It brought to listening to you brought to mind, clients, potential clients that I've spoken to who are interested in making, legacy gifts, gifts that just go on for more than one generation to, sororities and fraternities. They want to leave a set amount that perhaps can be used for scholarships or whatnot, and it's placed into some sort of like an investment account for the charity to or organization to use. And I found that a lot of and I say in our community, our efforts are kind of like one-offs. We write a one-time check because there's some drive or some, effort going on for raising money for scholarships, but we're not, on the whole, I'm generalizing, strategic about how we give and how to not only benefit the organization or the entity, but looking at our financial situation and seeing how that gift can be used to our advantage from a financial standpoint. Would you agree?
Yes, absolutely. So the whole giving piece, like I mentioned before, we give as a people, as a group. We certainly are generous. That is not the issue. What tends to be lacking is the actual strategy behind it, the process, putting something in writing for that legacy giving piece. We know we are fond of our religious organizations. They go back for many of us for generations in our families. We want to continue giving to them. We give during our lifetime. We don't want that to stop necessarily upon our deaths, but we do not follow through with any sort of documentation. So it's not in our will to give to that church or your sorority or your fraternity. Should it be? Most likely, most people still want to make a gift, an impact as part of their legacy. So it tends to stop. And that is really where you, Elsa, and the work that you are doing will actually work with your clients, the community, to say charitable giving should be a part of your legacy plans, not just stop that one-off, that check for homecoming at your university. It continues. And making your legacy a part of that is really important. And for these institutions to be sustainable, we need legacy gifts. They're often our largest gifts. The data shows most people are able to give more as part of their legacy plan because they no longer need those assets. And so
I'm sorry.
Go
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And so I will say this. Now, I know we've shared a bit about some of the research. There's some research out there. Dr. Russell James from Texas Tech, he's done some really scholarly papers about African Americans and their giving. And I did not even realize that existed. And I reached out to him and asked if he had any data on giving for African Americans. He said, yeah, I do. I was really pleasantly surprised. But what that data showed was what we just mentioned. It tends to stop after a lifetime because there's no documentation, there's no plan there. And so there are some beneficial parts to giving also. And I know we will touch on a bit about the tax benefits in many cases for folks.